Good afternoon. My name is April Cox, and I am going to discuss my servant leadership project that I did in partnership with the NAACP. Explanation of how you selected the particular opportunity: need, community, partnership. The reason I chose this particular opportunity for volunteering is because of the NAACP, their efforts and their commitment to service in the community. Hurricane Milton made a major impact on the community in which I live, leaving a lot of damage and debris in the aftermath. The NAACP, along with other community leaders such as the commissioner and other non-for-profits, joined together to assist families with their cleanup needs. Description of how you serve the individual or community, including the amount of time. Volunteers from the NAACP, other community initiatives, and the commissioner met up at a local church in the heart of the city for this event. We as volunteers assisted with, before the event, distribution of the flyers, word of mouth, social media, just trying to get the word out there to let people know that we were having an event. We did text messaging. There was a pre-registration that we assisted with. Then the day of the event, pulling the pallets, the supplies from the pallets set up. Then the distribution of the supplies, and then cleanup after restoring the facility that we were allowed to use to its original state. My total amount of volunteer hours was 7 hours and 30 minutes. Explanation of how Greenleaf's questions were answered. Do those served grow as a person? Yes. Do they, while being served, become healthier, wiser, freer, more autonomous, and more likely themselves to become servants? Yes. What is the effect on the least privileged in this society? Will they benefit or at least not be further deprived? Yes. The community that was served, I feel that this volunteer project helped individuals grow as a person. While being served, the individuals were able to get supplies that they needed. During that time, right after the storm, it was kind of hard. Everything was very expensive. Gas, food. We were without power for quite some time. So cleaning supplies and things of that nature to restore their homes back to a clean, sanitary place were hard to come by because a lot of things were not on the shelves, and they were expensive, costly to get. So I think that by the organization giving back to the community, the people in the community, residents, could feel the love that was displayed, and that would cause them to want to give that same back to others. I had people come up who were not registered, but no one was denied access. We allowed people to grab supplies for others that may not have had transportation or access to pick up these supplies themselves. I personally took supplies out to elderly individuals in the community to their homes so that they also were not left out and they were able to get these supplies as well. Identify which servant leadership skill were used to influence others and how. The servant leadership skills that were used to influence others was first and foremost the commitment to the community, and then to the growth and development of the volunteers and others involved. I feel that empathy was very important, being able to put yourself in another person's shoes. A lot of people had, they were staying in shelters. They displaced from their homes. They had limited clothing, uh, basic needs like water and things like that was hard to come by as well. Um, so just being able to listen and understand their situation from their perspective, um, having knowledge of those around you was people that were volunteering who were also impacted, but they were able to um, give to someone else or to see someone else with these resources. Lastly, I would say being the authentic version of yourself. People like to identify and can relate more when they feel a person's being truthful and being very genuine with them. Description of other significant takeaways. I took away empathy, I took away kindness, listening, and a multicultural sensibility. Just to see the amount of love coming from the volunteers and then being reciprocated from the individual served was very heartfelt. I learned a lot more about my community by listening to the stories of some of the elderly participants. Overall, this was a great project. I met a lot of people, was able to network and discuss about other projects that will be going on in the community and what I can do to help. It definitely made me want to sign up for more volunteer opportunities. One effective strategy for managing volunteer organizations is servant leadership. You can raise motivation and morale and improve performance and increase retention by prioritizing the needs of the volunteers and fostering positive, encouraging work environment. Paying attention to the volunteers and their needs. So we had the people from the church who brought out water to us, and because we were sweating, and little cloths for us to wipe our faces, and it was just genuine love. I like that the NAACP empowers their volunteers. They're allowing the volunteers to take responsibility for their work, make decisions. This helps to demonstrate confidence in their skills and show that you can trust each other. So overall, I think it was a very, 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 very good experience, and I thoroughly enjoyed myself and giving back to my community. Here are some pictures that I added in, just so you can kind of see what was going on here. This is just taking supplies to cars and just putting things together. Here are more photos. On the picture on the left is when the pallets were dropped off, how they came, everything was in boxes. So we had to unbox everything on the pallets and then set them up in these little buckets and things that you see on the right. On the left, there is the commissioner, Mr. Oliver, who's on the right, and then a local pastor of a Hispanic church that happened to be passing by while we were out there, and he brought over some of his congregation to get supplies, and he's on the left. And there I am again. So I thank you for listening to my project. I encourage anyone and everyone who has the ability to do something, a service project, or give back to your community, to do so. Thank you and have a wonderful day.